Good evening, everybody. Rashida Strober, world's first and only dark-skinned activist. I am the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the very first platform in history ever created for the eradication of colorism and darkism. I call the movement dark-skinned activism. I created it in 1998. Spent years developing it offline before social media was created on a grassroots level. Around 2010, I brought it to the internet, the first platform for colorism. 2015, it really popped off where I went viral to millions about my commentary regarding Kendrick Lamar's Darkism and his dating choice. Black people online said, "What is this?" They didn't understand what it was. It was like, wow, she's getting all of this attention. And then they started stealing from me and taking it back to their audiences that they already built, talking about other topics. They mocked me, then they copied me relentlessly. But you're not the dark-skinned activist, it's only one. Anybody here talking about colorism and dark skin, they stole from Rashida Strober, celebrity and otherwise. You're not the dark-skinned activist. Dark-skinned activism consists of me writing books about only dark skin, plays about only dark skin, and doing darkism tours. And I'm the only person in the world to do this. Anybody else that comes after me doing it, they're copying me, and I don't like it. I'm not flattered. Yes, I have to give y'all this introduction now. Every time I come on here and talk to y'all about these things, I have to let you know what it is because it's my legacy and it's important to me. And yes, I want to come on here and talk because I got cut off a little earlier when I came on here earlier talking about being a dark-skinned Black anti-natalist. And so I wanted to come back on here and I wanted to continue that discussion with you guys. By the way, if you want to support the work that I do, please go to my Cash App, which is $rashidalala. Once again, that's $rashidalala. Or you can go to my PayPal at icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And you can make a contribution there. And I appreciate any and all support. Antinatalism is very simple, straightforward argument. And it's basically the belief that it's better to not have been born. And antinatalism comes out of compassion, I think. And I was an antinatalist before I knew I was one, before I knew that there was a word to describe the way that I was feeling. I was an antinatalist for a long time because I would always question, why did my mama conceive me? Literally, that's like the burning question I had after I realized how evil and destructive and oppressive and low down and dirty this world was, which I realized that at a very early age. Like I realized that before I was 10 years old, I began to understand, even though I couldn't articulate exactly, put it into words what it was, but I understood oppression, I understood sorrow, I understood pain, I understood suffering, growing up homeless, getting evicted, living in poverty, getting abused, not having enough to eat, getting the lights cut off, the house burnt down to the ground at one time, which left us homeless, living out of church annexes and motels. That was suffering. And so I came to the conclusion at a rather early age, what is the fucking point? What if I never existed at all? And a lot of you do not know, the people that have been following me, you don't know that I'm an antinatalist, that I believe in the argument. Some of you may have never even heard of antinatalism. I am going to say that people copy me. Don't be surprised if you see, and I'm going to try to keep the cursing down, but I get angry when I talk about people copying me. Don't be surprised if you see somebody hollering about colorism and antinatalism. They got it from me. There's nobody else online right now talking about no colorism and antinatalism. In fact, I might change the damn topic because I already know people are going to steal and copy everything I do. Like, Jesus Christ. Hold on, I'm going to stop the screen sharing here because I think I'm going to go in and change my title literally while I'm on here talking to y'all. Stop the screen sharing. Yeah, Sean, that's you like, well, that's how I felt. I'm transparent as hell. I tell y'all how I feel. And I am a scholar, an intellectual. And so dark skin activism I created in 1998 to fight against specifically dark skin discrimination. And as a theorist, as a political theorist, which I am, I look at different paradigms, different theories, different beliefs. And if they are applicable to dark skin activism, I apply them. And that's why I'm on here speaking about anti-natalism as it relates to darkism and colorism. Just bear with me because I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my title. Yeah, they always, they got nothing better to do than steal from me. They always taking from everything I do. It's ridiculous. Let me see what I want then. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, so I went back and changed the title. Black, dark-skinned antinatalist, a cure for darkism and colorism. And I think I might even edit that title more because I am truly an antinatalist. Give me a second. Okay, guys, I went and changed the title because, you know, sometimes you create as you go. Necessity is the mother of invention, and I do that a lot. I'm just going off the cuff, telling y'all how I feel, and the title is a little bit more befitting. Black, dark-skinned antinatalist Rashida Strober says anti-natalism is a cure for darkism and colorism, and it is because as a dark-skinned person, I have suffered like hell from the day I was born. And I cannot help but think, and I've always felt this way for a very long time. This is not anything new. What is new is me discovering the actual word antinatalism to denote what I was feeling. But I'm going to apply it to darkism, to darkism, to darkism, to darkism. Had I not been born, had I not existed, then I would not be experiencing darkism, which is a form of human suffering. Therefore, had I not been born, I would not be experiencing suffering caused by darkism. You see? So, in my mind, I feel like enlightened people, intelligent people that are really sitting down thinking about what's going on in the world and being honest about it, being a realist and not lying. I think you can look at antinatalism as a solution, as a cure. And I'm not telling people not to have kids. I'm not sitting up here telling you if you want to have children. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying that if you know that you are in a situation where it's not beneficial to bring offspring in the world, then don't do it. Do not create more human suffering. Do not create dark-skinned people, Black people. If you're already suffering economically, if you're in a situation, because all of us are not suffering economically, but a lot of us are. If you are suffering economically, socially, politically, if you already have children that you can't support, if you are in a bad situation where you are maybe homeless, or maybe you are drug addicted, or maybe you are an alcoholic, or maybe you are, whatever you're going through, maybe you have emotional problems, mental problems, consider the anti-natalist solution, especially if you are dark-skinned, because what you will be essentially doing is inviting a human being, bringing an innocent human being who did not say, please conceive me, you will be bringing them into more suffering. That's all it is to it. This is not complex. This is not hard to understand what I'm saying. It's very simple, straightforward argument. And I cannot tell y'all how much time I've spent alone with myself deep in my thoughts. And I'm talking about, like, even as a teenager, I used to be like thinking, why did my mother bring me and my brothers into a world of suffering? I don't understand it. I just don't get it. What is the point of bringing me into the world to be homeless? What is the point of bringing me into the world to be abused? What is the point of bringing me into the world to, suffer, to be called Blackie and ugly and monkey mouth and spot and crusty and rusty? What is the point? What is the point of all of that? To me, I feel like there's no point in doing that. What is the point to drag me through your suffering and your problems, your unresolved issues? What is the point? And I also apply it to my own self as well. I have 2 kids and I love my kids, but at the same time, I'm not immune. I'm not dismissing myself I'm not like stepping outside of what I'm saying and saying, no, that doesn't apply to me. I'm not doing that, y'all. I'm not doing that, and I'm going to keep on sharing my ideas about, anti-natalism, because it's something that needs to be shared and talked about. Reducing suffering. Everybody on here that's watching, make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video, because I don't know what's going on with YouTube's algorithms and how they working, but I sincerely believe that, they're not playing fair. I know they're not. Again, suffering, unfairness. You're born into this world and people tell you, oh, nothing is fair. You're forced to accept the fact that nothing is fair. Well, how is that right? How does that make sense when you didn't even ask to come into this space? You did not ask to be born. But people are always forcing themselves off on you. They're always forcing their beliefs off on you, telling you how to be, and you had no say in the matter. Zero. You had no say. You can't decide. You just, you just hear. You just hear going by what these people who have been here have told you to do. You're doing it their way, and you didn't even ask to be here. Consider antinatalism. That's what I would say. Consider antinatalism as an option, as an alternative to suffering, as an alternative to the suffering of darkism, as an alternative to the suffering of colorism and racism. We look around and we see all this, the oppression, the attacks, the discrimination that's going on around us. And I'm telling y'all, it's not going to stop. Y'all think it's going to stop? Y'all really think y'all fooling yourself? It's not going to stop. You're birthing children into this foolishness, and they're going to experience the same oppression. They're not going to escape it. They're not going to escape it. I know that you think that when you're giving birth, you're having your child, you want them to have a good life, and that makes sense. I do too. But they're not gonna always have a good life. I don't think it's possible to avoid suffering. The only way to avoid it is to not exist. Y'all can be mad about what I'm saying all day and all night. I know it's antithetical to what we have been taught, but I'm about figuring out ways to alleviate human suffering. I am about figuring out ways to alleviate darkism and colorism and racism. And until humanity gets it right, gets themselves together, until humanity can figure out a better way to treat each other without brutalizing each other, denying each other opportunities, denying each other the right to just be human and live and eat and work and breathe and support your family, what is the point? I fail to understand. Can somebody help? No one's been able to explain to me what is the point. Nobody's been able to explain it. All people could do is come up with generic explanations. They can't really explain what is the point of it all. You have no logical explanation. I mean, people will just come at you with religious answers, but they won't come at you with in-depth answers that go beyond surface. What is the point? Is the point to bring human beings into this world to suffer? Is that our overall goal? Because it seems to me that that's what the goal is. That's how I feel about it. It seems to me that people don't care. It seems to me that people only care about their own selfish wants and wishes. Okay? That's what it seems to me. It seems to me that, I want to start my own family. That's what people say. That's selfish, because what you're doing that's about you. That's not about the human being you're bringing into the world. That has nothing to do with them. That's all you. They didn't ask you to come here. They didn't ask you to come here and bring them into this hellhole. You're the one that wanted a family. That's what you wanted. You're fulfilling your desires, your dreams. How do you know that is the desire and the dream of the offspring that you bring into the world to even want to come into the world? You don't know that. You didn't get their consent. Yeah, that's how I feel. Well, y'all, I'm getting sleepy. Thank you, FBA Nigel. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen. And if I want to come on here and share some more thoughts with you guys about my anti-natalist beliefs, I will. But otherwise, I appreciate y'all for listening. And y'all have a wonderful evening. And if you have gotten anything from this and you've been blessed by what I'm saying in any way, go to my Cash App. It's $Rashidalala. Once again, $Rashidalala, $Rashidalala, and make a contribution. You can also go to my PayPal at icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, and make a contribution there. Or you can go to my GoFundMe. And all this information can be found, guys, in the description to all of my videos. It can be found, let's see, look right there. Oops, show more. So there you go. Okay. And yeah, y'all, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I want y'all to have a blessed night.